Hey there folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I, of course, am your host CDB. You are not, and I've already got some water on the dome because we're going to do a head shaving video today. And I posted a picture which I will insert here. Anyway, there's the picture, and in that picture, and it's kind of difficult to see, but the other day when I didn't shave my head for a day or two, whatever it was, I don't recall it exactly, I noticed that I had hair growing on the sides and basically around back. So I had this entire area, which I drew that, blue line around, which there was essentially no hair. And that's the reason that I shaved my head to begin with, because I didn't want to have the Mr. Burns, as I call it, going. And if you're not familiar with Mr. Burns, you can go to The Simpsons or look up Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. And basically there's no hair in this area, but there's this thing around. And I've discussed this before, but it bears repeating. I wanted to make the choice. Mother Nature really made the choice, but I chose when it was going to happen rather than to, hold on to that remaining hair. Rugs, plugs, drugs, of course, were never an option for me. From my perspective, that's just not who I am. But anyway, I chose to get in front of it, get comfortable with it, as many of you do. And I'm assuming most people that watch these videos are head shavers or considering shaving their head. And so, I do these sort of videos from time to time where I just encourage you that, worst case, it grows back. Now, I will say, when you first shave it, it brings about attention. But in time, it becomes the norm and it becomes you. But it does take some growing into. And there are still people today who tell me, oh, you looked way better with hair. But I'm like, I mean, I know what I came from and I know where it was going. And so for me, my decision was to get in front of it and just get it on out of the way, because it's going anyway. And so if you're one of these folks who suffer from, I guess it's called male pattern baldness or whatever the case may be, you can either ride it out and hold on to those little locks of hair or that little hair, that's in a circle behind you, like Mr. Burns or, the Benjamin Franklin or whatever you can do. It's your choice. But I just wanted to stay in front of it. And some people just like shaving their head, period. Like, our buddy Taylor, who just, he's got a full head of good looking hair and he just prefers to shave the dome. And so some people just like shaving the dome. It's not terribly difficult to the upkeep. I'm basically doing what I'm doing here, which is, I'm at 3 minutes now and I've been babbling. So my daily routine is not like a full, multi-pass head shave. It's something like this, and I'm taking longer right now than I would be. I'm at 4 minutes. And so it's about 4 minutes of maintenance, and I'm good for 24 hours, or I can go a day or two if I need to. And so the benefit is you wake up, you wash your face or whatever, you take a shower, you're ready to go. You don't have to worry about hair products, so on and so forth. Now, you do have to be cognizant of the sun, and, it brings about other things you have to think about. But by and large, it's relatively carefree relative to hair. I think it's easier to deal with any drawbacks that you have. Now, granted, we all want to make the best of our particular situation. And Mother Nature had determined, or biology had determined, this hair was not going to stay. And so I dealt with it. I played the hand that was dealt. And some people say I played it well, others don't. But at the end, you're the only one who really has to live with it day in, day out. And so you make the choice that is best for you. But for me, this was the way to go. And I would not change that. And I do not plan to grow back the hair at any time. First of all, I can't really grow back. I mean, this is going to be bald, It's basically like this. And so there's no compelling reason to do that. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. If you happen to be sporting one of those dudes, you know, that's you. But for me, it's just not doable. And so I just had to let it go. Sometimes you got to let it go. I know there's a lot of pride involved with hair. I never cared that much about it. I started going gray really early. I started losing my hair, at least back here, early. So I was never particularly attached, you know, to my hair. A lot of guys are. They're nervous about it. They fret about it. You know, sometimes, like I said, Mother Nature decides, and you're left with a choice to either run around, you know, combing over, doing the drugs, plugs, and rugs. Not an option for me. Or just let it go. And there's a lot of people who let it go and it looks just fine. Really up to you. But the reason I made this video was just to let you know that's the reason that I shaved the head to begin with. It was just getting too far back from my level of comfort, and you're trying to sort of, you know, grow hair in places to cover. And there's just no point in doing that, at least my opinion. That is not to demonize anybody who's, you know, got the Mr. Burns going, or the Ben Franklin or a monk type situation. If you got those sort of situations, go with it. Be happy in your skin and with whatever you are, and whatever hair or clothes or, you know, level of fitness. Try to be as happy as you can in your skin. But if you're nervous about taking the step, just know that worst case, you grow it back and it takes a few weeks. Best case, if you hold to it, hold the line, you can continue to shave the dome. You grow into it. You don't have to worry about hair anymore. You don't have to worry about everything that comes with hair, rolling down the window, or, you know, most males I don't think are super, I don't know. Today's younger males, they seem to care a lot about their hair. So if you don't want to be in that club, you're on the edge, considering it, give it a shot. Just beware. First week, 2 weeks, people are going to notice who know you. The people who don't know you won't know any different. And so do it before you go on vacation or something like that. Give it a whirl. Let people get comfortable. After a while, the jokes will stop and you'll start to grow into it. And again, you can make the decision from there. But for me, still happy with it. Going on 2.5 years later, no looking back for me. So thanks to everybody who watches. Thanks for our brothers in the bald shaving group. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but you know who they are. Headbangers Bald. That's the name of the Facebook group. So thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks to the folks who say they were inspired, you know, by my video with my big block bald head. So appreciate you guys taking the plunge and then being happy with it. That's what's most important to me, is that you're happy with your situation as I am. So take the plunge if you want to, but commit to it and see what happens. Thanks for watching as always. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB. You're not. God bless.